Good evening everybody, welcome to Making It Monday, which has become a regular slot here in Lizzy Towers, above the garage in my workroom. And it's lovely that you can join me this evening. And if you're watching this another day, another time, then you'll know by now that there's a free pattern on my website, lizzycurtis.com, which you can download. And I think when I looked at it a couple of hours ago, there's been about 200 patterns downloaded, which is lovely. It just means that you've all got something, a little gift from me, but also something that you can whip up in half an hour and gift it to somebody. Why not? And the great thing is that they're great for boys and girls. And little ones as well, for little children. My grandson Sebi has to wear glasses. Oh, and Lily does. And of course, putting them in a little padded pouch is just absolutely ideal because everything is protected, and actually, it probably keeps them quite clean. Really, popping them in and out of a lovely pouch. And this is gorgeous fabric. You'll have seen this on the pattern. That it's actually Japanese fabrics, and it's got that gorgeous sort of glitter. I don't know if you can see the foiling on there. It's just delicious. It really is. So good evening. Hi Abby. So good evening to everybody that's joining me for the next half an hour or so. This is quite a quick make, so I'll kind of spin it out a bit, and because. Tomorrow I'm doing Crafters TV between 1 and 3, and I'm all set up with the cameras. I have 3 cameras set up, and I do that for my Zoom workshops, and I do that for TV as well. And so rather than disturb all of those, we're on the phone. So hopefully you'll be fine. You'll be able to watch. I'm gonna sort of push you down so you can see. Oh yes, I've got all the tools and technology here, no idea. It's, what is it, got all the gear, no idea. I kind of rely on John to do everything for me, which I shouldn't do really. I should stand up on my own 2 feet. So yeah, so lovely to see you all. I'm going to get you up on my laptop so I can see your comments, because as you know, I cannot see comments with these glasses on. They're great because they're very focused and I can see, you know, I can read things, but because of the height of the words, no, I've got no chance. So yes, so on my website, lizzycurtis.com, you will find the free pattern for this week, for Making It Monday. Okay, it's this little glasses pouch, which is just lovely. It really is lovely. And I've got a little snap fastener on there. Hello to everybody that's saying hello to me. I can, if I peer like that, I can just about see you. But I'm waiting. I've got comments coming up here now as well, so I'm fine. Oh, multitasking. Yeah, so it's a lovely little make, and I think there's 4 patterns on there now for Making It Monday, and you go to the shop, and underneath you drop down on the shop, it says free patterns, and you can download it from there. Now, this week's pattern is slightly different from the others because it doesn't have the Making It Monday front page, first of all. And secondly, when you download it, you'll see a different coloured glasses case. Now, the reason for that is because the pattern is probably close to 3 years old. It was one of the first ones that I drew out and created and put on the website, and it was like a really, really, really early days for me. So it's not quite the same as my patterns now, but I looked it over and I thought, well, you know, it's okay. Even though the actual drawing is a little bit primitive, it's because I just started. So I just starting to learn the ropes, and now I'm a little bit better. I think if any of you have had one of my patterns, you'll know that they're quite comprehensive, and they're okay, a quality and all that. But so never mind. So you've got these. Now I thought that would spark your imagination if you saw it in those fabrics. Isn't it absolutely glorious? I really, really love it. And I hope you do too. So it's a little make that we're going to do tonight. Now you can stitch along with me if you like, or you can wait till afterwards and stitch along after. Like I say, it'll take you half an hour, probably take you longer to cut it out. And I can see people going into the website. I have notifications. It covers half the screen. So well done for getting the free pattern. So like I say, just go to the shop, lizzycurtis.com, and download that. And there's, as I say, there's been about 200 downloaded in the last 2 or 3 days. So that's lovely, because it means that you're interested and you want to have a go. You got a little gift from me to say, you know, it's not good times, is it? So let's chin up, and we will get through this. You know we will. It's just we have to wait. It's like waiting for Christmas, isn't it? You've just got to put up with it. You've got to wait, and that's all there is to it. And it's a darn nuisance, but there we are. We can't change it, and we can only do our best. So making it Monday is my making it the best I possibly can by involving you and doing a little something for me. And like I said, right at the very beginning, I've got Crafters TV tomorrow between 1 and 3. So if you want to join me there, brilliant. And send a little message, and then Joe will perhaps read it out. And then I've got Create and Craft TV next Sunday, in between a workshop, which is going to be fun. And then Crafters TV the following Tuesday. So next Monday, I'll all be set up with my video cameras. I just daren't touch them. You know, John's like, well, we could use them. No, you leave everything as it is. We have bad enough troubles as it is. I'm all right with Zoom, but we have to use Skype. And I don't use Skype, so it's all foreign territory for me. But anyway, right, so I'm just having a quick look. And it's easy to follow. Oh, that's good. Kendall, thank you so much. I'm reading my comments there. No point reading them on there. It's all blurred. So we're going to have a little go at making this. So I've already cut my pieces out. I hope you have. I'm going to pop the camera down so you hopefully see my desk. And I was having a bit of a clear out today, and I found some old Crafter's Companion fabric. I think it's the Be Happy fabric. So it's this one. Let me show you the bigger piece, might be more useful. Yeah, it's quite pretty, and I thought it would be quite nice for a glasses case, because actually it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, will it? So it'll suit everybody. So let's get cracking, shall we? Enough of all this chat. So I'm going to move the camera down. I hope you don't fall over. I can't guarantee it, so whatever happens, it's not my fault. But I'm going to try and face you down. You won't see much of me. I'll just try and get my hand out of the way of the camera, and we're just going to move you down like that. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I've got all my bits and bobs. So we're going to put a snap fastener on. I'll get my instructions out of the way. So we're going to use a snap fastener. You'll have seen these before. You know, you've all got them, I should imagine. So we're going to use one of those. I'll just put that to one side for the moment. But these are my pattern pieces. So when you look at the pattern, if I put it so you can see it, this, like I say, it was one of my, I don't know if it was my very first pattern, but it was certainly very much in the early days. And so it's not like they are now, which I'm not making any apology for. I just want you to know that my patterns are quite different now. But the great thing is, this is quite comprehensive. Now, in the pattern, I've suggested Velcro, and I actually still stand by that. Because with the snaps, and let me just show you, it's fine opening them. Let's get it so you can see. But when you push that snap together, you could put some pressure on the glasses inside. That's all I'm saying. So just be aware of that. Okay, and Velcro is still a good option because you're just pressing it down. But I've had a bit of a clear up and I couldn't find my Velcro. A magnetic closure is quite good, although it's metal. It's not going to go anywhere near your glasses and your lenses. But with magnetic closures, you've obviously got to work out before you put it together where it's going to go, because you need to put the hardware on before. So that's my only thought about that. And I thought, you know what, let's just try and keep it simple. We don't have to do anything overcomplicated. So yeah, so there's the pattern. Yeah, like I said, you're going to have a different fabric on there. It's because it's an old pattern, and it's really that fabric is a good couple of years old, perhaps 2.5 years old now. You've got all the diagrams in there, so it's quite well written, really, considering it was about 2 or 3 years ago. And then on the very back, you have the pattern pieces, and like I said, you know, they're okay. They're okay. Okay, I'm going to forgive myself. So all I've done is I've cut out the outer fabric, I've cut out the lining fabric, and I've cut out my sort of the front pocket part. Okay. Now with the front, let's try and get it in the middle. So in the front pocket part, we only put half of this as wadding, okay? And to be honest, you could quilt this if you wanted to. If you want to practice some of your quilting, you know, once you've stitched all this together and, you know, you've done your darts, you could actually quilt it. I think that would be really nice. And it's only a little piece, so it would give you a nice little bit of practice. Jill, the pattern is on my website, lizzycurtis.com. It's under shop and it's under free patterns. So yeah, so you're only putting a half of that as wadding. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is the wadding, because we're going to do darts here. These 2 darts here, I'm going to cut my wadding away by about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to turn it round so it's easier for me. I think I've already sprayed glued on this, but that's okay. Because the less bulk we've got in the seams, the better. And that rule always applies, really, especially with things like bag making and that sort of thing. So I'm just kind of cutting a little V out. And even though I've temporary sprayed this on, it's no bother. I can just peel it back. And actually a hot iron would heat that glue up again and set it again. But I'm happy with that. So you can see that I've cut around the V. So I'm going to do right sides together and stitch those darts. So it's just a case of right sides together, pop those 2 lines, you know, where you've cut together, and you're just going to stitch. You can either stitch from the outside edge in or the other way around, but it tends to be from the outside edge to the point, okay? And we'll do the same with the outside, you know, the main fabric as well. We'll just do it one little bit at a time. So I'm going to bring my machine in. I'm going to move you slightly so you can see the machine. There you go. So we're just going to put it under the needle, and it's about 1/4 inch seam allowance. So a little back stitch and then straight across. Break your threads. And then right sides together with the other little dart, and then you're going to go from the outside edge, little back stitch, and then up, cut your threads. You've got a machine that cuts your threads, yippee. So so there's the first 2 done, but obviously we need to do the other side as well. So we've got one side with wadding and one side without. So I think this is possibly the longest part ever, is doing all the darts, because there's obviously, you've got 6 to do. Little back stitch, just to lock those stitches, and then cut your thread. And of course you could iron at every stage. I'm a little bit of a stickler for ironing. It goes back to my dressmaking days. And you just kind of get used to doing it like that. So there's our little front pocket made, and you can see that it comes up a really nice little shape. And don't forget, the wadding side is your right side, okay? And it's the right side that we put down onto the main piece. But I think I'm going to give that a little bit of an iron before I pop it down. You can see perhaps it's a little bit creased. So I shall do that. So now we need to do the other pieces. So we'll do our lining first. Isn't this gold? Actually, it matches my frock. Just realised. So I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance and just a really nice, in fact my stitch length is actually on about 2 3/4, which is quite long really, especially with a little project like this. It's better off 2.5 or under. And there's our lining done, so you can see how quickly that's coming together. There we go. So Ruth's having problems. I'm lip reading. You can't lip read, Susan, because you can't see me. Now then, Ruth says she's having problems. Can somebody sort Ruth out? I don't know what she's having problems with. Right, so with our other piece, again, I'm just going to, I haven't stuck this down yet, I've just placed it. And I'm just going to cut my little V out of my wadding. And another reason why I'm doing this is because this piece of fabric, I think, was put to one side for when I did a demonstration using some bag dyes. And it's already stabilised, but I thought actually it's such a nice fabric, it would be a shame not to use it. I was sort of going through my stash today thinking, what can I use? What shall I use? Oh, it is a little bit stuck down actually. I tell a few porkies here and there. That is stuck down. Didn't think I had. There we go. So again, you're just going to do the 2 darts here. So we've already taken some of that bulk down, which is great. It means the seams aren't going to be quite so thick and chunky. So right sides together, and you're doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So up to the top, a couple of little back stitches and break your thread. And then same again, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Sorry, I do repeat myself. You can guarantee if you say it once and then 5 minutes later somebody will say, what did you say? So I tend to repeat myself a few times. Isn't that a lovely shape? It really is. So when we look at our pattern, I'm going to put my iron on because I want to give that pocket a little press because it's a bit creased. When you look at the pattern, okay, let's just get that out. We've done the darts. Now we haven't done Velcro, but you could obviously do Velcro if you want. So we've done all the darts, we've done the wadding here, we've cut it all out. So the next stage is to actually stitch the pocket to the outer fabric, okay, not the lining, just the outer fabric. And it's actually right sides facing. So I want you to have a quick, I'll show you the pattern, but you'll have the pattern in front of you. Now you can see the wrong side or the stitching on the Velcro there, which really does show that inside there is the right side, okay? But we'll, I'll do it and then you'll see. But first of all, I just need to press. I'm using one of Abigail's mini wool mats. If any of you need a wool mat, Abigail has these from time to time, the little ones from time to time. She has the big ones as well. But she also sells like the offcuts sometimes, which is what this is. And it's 5 by 7, which is absolutely perfect. It really does get me out of trouble sometimes. So let's turn that off. So don't forget, we haven't got a piece of Velcro on this. We've only got the wadding to tell us which is the right side. So if I open that up, you'll see that side is the right side. And if you wanted to, you could put a little mark on it, just to make sure. Okay, we can put a bit of mark on it. There we go. The tiniest little red pen. You just about see it. We know now that's the right side. So if we get the right side of the actual pouch itself, okay, and we do right sides together, you're then going to, now this is where you might want to get some clips. So let's get a few clips. Oh, I've only got purple ones handy because I'm getting ready for TV tomorrow. So if you do the bottom edge first, so they all meet nicely, and then bring your sides round, and then bring the other side round. There we go. And that should fit pretty well. There you go. That's what it looks like. So don't forget the right side is inside there. So it's right sides together. And we're going to stay stitch that whole thing on, okay, all the way around. So let's just get it under, so I'll have to move the clips now. So you're stitching about 1/8 of an inch, and you just want to try and make sure that you line your darts up. And if you can, you could get the darts going opposite ways, but quite honestly, you've got enough on your plate just getting these two layers together. So I would say just leave it as it is, that's fine. And then just take that all the way round. There we go. So it's just about 1/8 of an inch. I think my cutting is very much to be desired here, and that's gone right off kilter. I might unpick this. No, leave it. So you're going all the way round. Okay. Oh dear. There we go. So we've attached those two pieces together, okay? And it's all the way around. Okay, I haven't left a turning gap or anything. So now what you need to do is take your lining piece, okay, and put right sides together with your lining piece. And I think we'd better clip this together so we don't, so it will fit together. And you're literally going to just go all the way around with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You're going to leave a turning gap, okay? You're going to leave a turning gap, so I'll talk to you about that in a sec. So let's just get that on there. Okay, so we've got right sides together again now. So we've got our darts facing outwards, and here we've got our darts facing outwards. So we know both those pieces are right sides together. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave a turning gap just between the darts there, okay? So I would say start a 1/2 inch each side of the, well, start 1/2 inch before that dart, and as you come around, just finish about a 1/2 inch after that dart, okay? So we'll just pop that under the machine. And do a little back stitch here, because that's going to take a little bit of pressure when you turn through. So I'll try and keep my hands out of the way for you. Just take your time, and actually I'm going to take my stitch length down a little bit because we've got curves. And if you've got curves, it's nice if you've got a small stitch. And this will really prove whether I cut this accurately or not. I did cut them together, so you'd like to think they would. But I can feel the edge of my fabric there. So, but I'm not too worried. I'm not going to lose any sleep about it. And just a nice little stitch all the way around. There we go. Shifting a bit, but again, we'll just trim it. So all the way around. Make sure you catch all the seams. Now what I want you to do is when you've gone round, just check both sides and make sure that you've caught all of your seams, all of your edges, okay? So we'll make sure that dart fabric goes out. I've just pushed it out. About a 1/2 inch. Do a little back stitch. And what we'll do is we'll give it a little trim. Get your pinking shears out if you've got some, because really pinking shears are the bee's knees when it comes to curves, okay? They really do a cracking job at reducing bulk around curves. And actually it's really pretty. That's good enough reason for me. So just follow your fabric around and take some of that bulk away. And because you've got wadding in there, you've got lots of layers going on, you'll find it a little bit hard going just there. So don't cut, let me just get rid of my rubbish. So don't cut near your turning gap, okay? So let me just show you what that looks like. So you've got the turning gap is there, okay? And we've snipped all the way around. So we're going to turn over and see if we've missed any edges. I think that'll do, don't you? That'll be fine. So it's just a case of turning through now, and we'll get the iron out again. Now because I've put this stiffener, I've got a stabiliser on the fabric, it's going to be a little bit more tricky to turn through. but just keep at it. And it's like anything when you turn through, it's like, oh, you've done all this beautiful stitching and all this beautiful ironing of the fabric, and now it's going to be completely screwed up. But just keep at it, just keep pushing it through. It'll go. It'll go. But I don't really want you to do a bigger turning gap. There's no need. And also you're near a vulnerable area with the darts, okay? So come along. That's it. Just give it a moment. Give it a little push. Oh, while I remember, if there's any of my gold group ladies, Susan, I do not answer questions about Crafter's Companion. You need to go to the customer services, not me, darling, not me. I'm not really longer part of the team, and I certainly don't answer business questions outside of 9 to 5. So, like I say, you've got a little turning tool here. Just push that through. And I want you to, I'm going to use my other one because that's much better if I can find it. Got a little bit of a tidy up today. Nope, can't find it. It's got to be here somewhere. Let me, I'll go back to this one. This will be fine. Yes, I want to show you something before we turn through. So, like I say, just push it through. And of course you could top stitch some of this if you wanted to. Now, when you turn through, you might find that it looks like that, okay? Okay, and you've got the pocket there, whereas actually that's your lining, okay? You might easily find that. Now, first of all, 2 things. This is a good moment in time to turn over your turning gap. I'm going to show you as best I can. Turn over the turning gap and just stitch that closed, okay? Now, you could run it under the machine as long as you don't go over that seam allowance there, but probably better to either glue it or hand stitch it. If you glue it, leave it for half an hour or so for the glue to set before you try and turn through and finish it off, okay? Because it might stick to the inside of the purse. Okay, so like I say, it might look like that, which is great because you can then stitch that closed. But what you need to do is turn that pocket to the other side, okay? So like that, it's like magic. Just turn it through. See, my darts aren't too bad. I'm not going to show you the other one, but that one's not too bad. And look, straight away, you've now got the makings of a glasses case, okay? But what we need to do is give it a nice press. Oh yes, if I meant to say, I'll say it half a sentence, I believe. So if any of my gold ladies are watching, which I know they are, there must be half the gold team on here. You can order my 2021 calendar now. Adrienne has got that all loaded up for you, and you can go to Adrienne's website and order the 2021 Lizzy's Gold Group calendar, and it looks amazing. And she's still also got some gold group pin badges. Okay, I'm wearing mine this evening if you want to have a look at it. But she's also, I'm pretty sure she's still got some pin badges, ladies. So if you go to Adrienne's website, then you'll find them there. And they are really only for the gold group. I don't think anybody would be very interested in them if you weren't part of the gold group. So, giving that a nice little press. I'm glad I remembered that. Oh, and also for the gold group, because I know you'll probably be watching, don't forget to download November's patterns, please, because they'll be taken off certainly first thing in the morning. Okay, so just a word of warning there. And if you've got problems with signing in, we can sort that out tomorrow. I can't do it tonight. Yes, I know he has, Elaine, I know he has. I saw, Adrienne said she saw his order go through. So there is our lovely little glasses case made. But of course we want to put a popper in it, don't we? So I think we ought to, do we have gold? Let me have a look. I don't know, because I wonder if black would be better. Let me see. Let's bring this in so we can see it. So I want to vote black hold it there. Can you see it? Let's bring it back a bit. Yep, black. Or we've got the yellow, okay? Black or yellow. Okay. You have to let me know. Write it down, and then it will come up. It come up in the next few minutes. Oh, get well soon, Kath. I've just seen you pop up. Kath's been in hospital. What about the orangey colour? And black. Everybody's saying. And get well to Joanne as well. Joanna's been very poorly. Absolutely. Very poorly indeed. So we're still going for black. Oh, got a few yellows now. No more blacks. All right, let me just have another little look. Just a sec. Let's get all me. Honestly, look, they're all right, all mess. So let's have another look. Okay, I think I quite like the black. Shall we go with the black? Yes, lots of blacks. Thanks, guys. Oh dear. We'll go with the black. Yep. Too late. I'm not going to look at it anymore now. So we want 2 pins and we want a stud and a socket, which I've got. So we can put those away now. Need my bradawl. I prefer, I must admit, I prefer using my hole punch, which I've got, but I'm not going to lean over the camera to get it. There we go. Super. I tell you what, if you get those, they last you ages. So the thing to do now is to work out where you want it to go, okay? Now, I have got a pair of glasses in here, so I could try them. They go in there nicely. In fact, I'm sure sunglasses would fit in there. That's it. Oh, yeah, just like that. That would be fine, won't it? So it's finding the middle. Let's take those out. Let's have a look. I wonder if I should. I was going to guesstimate it, but you know what happens when I guesstimate? It's totally off. So there we are. So I'm going to come down a bit. I'm going to go there, guys. So I'm going straight into my wool mat. That's the joy of a wool mat. So we're coming from the other side as well. There we go. Can you see it okay? So the button on the front, push that through. There we go. Of course, not a very big hole. I might have to put the bradawl on it again. Oh no, we're okay. I can push it in. So I've pushed it in. You can see the little spiky bit, look. Cute. And you just got to work out stud or socket, but I always use the stud on the top. And if you push it, if you push it down enough, it'll stay there. It'll stay there. Just give it a push. And then obviously you want to put it in the dish. So get it in the dish, give it a wriggle, make sure it's in there. And then doing a bit of a squidge. I always do 2 hands, as you know. So that's there. Okay. And then I'll tell you what I do. I'll take that over to there and give it a press, and that actually marks your fabric. But you don't want to be pressing that through the pocket, otherwise it'll go through the other side. So we can just make a little hole. And of course this time the button goes from the back. It's really nice and soft because of the wadding. But the stabiliser on the outside, on this part, gives it a bit of structure. So give it a squidge. Yellow and black's very striking, isn't it? Really striking. So give it another squidge. Probably could do with a bit more. That's it. Oh, I'm happy with that now. If you don't squidge it enough, it will still stand a little proud and it won't allow you to put the popper to, you know, pop it. There we go. So it probably could do with a little press now. So there we are. Nice little popper. Oh, and I'll close up my glasses, which are the ones that I can actually do reading with. can fit in there nicely. Lot of room, look, still a lot of room in there. And then be careful, like I said, about the lenses. You could always pop your hand in there, put your popper, and then rearrange it. Okay, and that's your little pouch done for your glasses. Nice. I'm just going to move you up. Hopefully I'm not going to disturb you too much. Oop. There we go. Right. So that is it. That is as easy or as difficult as it gets. So I hope you download the pattern. I hope you take advantage while we're still doing it. I think what we'll do, we'll take it up to Christmas, and then I wanted to have a bit of a break in January. Well, Christmas week certainly, but I didn't want to do too much in January. I've cut back on my workshops for January, so there won't be much. If you go looking in the workshops, there's a couple of little ones in there. I've got one on Saturday where we're making a little bauble, and then one the following Saturday. And these are like mini workshops because they're just an hour. And the next one is making like a pinwheel, well, what is it? A pinwheel flower, pinwheel decoration, and that's just a little mini workshop if you wanted to try. And then I've got a couple more, and then obviously we're up to Christmas. And I'm not putting anything more on there for a little while. I've got the trio purses coming again. I've got those kits being made now by Kim, so they're coming. Because we sold out of those in about an hour and a half, something like that. So that's really, I'm really pleased about that because it was a lovely, lovely pattern. And I've got them here somewhere. I've filed them. So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been absolute fun having you part of my evening. I'm just seeing what time it is, and we're not too bad, are we? We'll be nearly 45 minutes, I think, when we're done. So I hope you have a go. Hope you have a little go at making it, and putting your poppers on if you've never done that yet. Put Velcro on if you prefer. I must admit, Velcro is kinder to your glasses because you only just have to tap it and it obviously sticks together. If there's any other questions, I'll look at them after the live because, as I say, I cannot read them. And if anybody's had any problems, I'm sure some of the other ladies and gents have helped you out. But if not, I'll pick that up after the live. So don't forget, go to the website lizzycurtis.com, and there's now 4 free patterns in there for you to download. So last week we made the car tidy, which is, let me just get it, it's this little one here. I sent the one out I made to the lady who won it. Oh, I've got her name now. Anyway, that's been sent out, so but that's what we made last week, so that's the car tidy. But you could use it for, in fact, it would fit over the banister, you know, the bottom of your stairs, and you could put your post in there for people, so the dog doesn't get it, if you've got a dog like mine. The week before, we did the little purses, and that's a really lovely little pattern. And you can obviously, it's just a little flap that you've got there. So there's no buttons, buckles, zips or anything. It's there, so that's a lovely little make. And the first week is the heart-shaped pot holder, which I think I've filed in my box of stuff that I've made. So I couldn't find that very quickly for you. So yeah, so next week I'll find you another little pattern, and they're always a nice little pattern that you can just sit and make up in half an hour. And sometimes, you know what, that's what we need. Nothing too complicated, and something that you could perhaps, because you could make these for all the chaps in your life for Christmas, couldn't you? A little stocking stuffer. Anyway, there we are. I hope you have a lovely, lovely evening. Join me on Crafters TV tomorrow. If you don't know what on earth I'm talking about, Crafters TV is part of the Crafters Companion arm, and you can find them on YouTube, you can find them on Facebook, and if you go onto the Crafters Companion website, you'll find the appropriate links there, and I think you can watch it live and shop at the same time. So I'll see you there at 1 o'clock. If not, I shall see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. I can get this, da-da.